The following is a pre-Christmas public service announcement. This holiday season, millions of Americans will once again make the catastrophic mistake of believing a dangerous myth. We're of course referring to the lie that claims it's the thought that counts. Because guess what? It isn't. If you're gifting dollar store scented candles and stress balls, it's not the thought that counts. In fact, you shouldn't receive credit for anything apart from being a giant thoughtless buffoon. Seriously, folks, novelty mugs and cheap socks from Walmart. Nobody asked for that. It's not the thought that counts. It's as if you're quietly shrugging your shoulders and then putting the shrug inside wrapping paper. It's time to do better. Give something thoughtful, not thought adjacent, but actual thought. The kind that requires effort, attention, and maybe even listening to another human being for longer than 7 seconds. Because when someone opens your present and says, "Oh wow, thanks," with that fragile little smile that looks like it's stapled to their face, that isn't joy. That's emotional hostage situation energy. But it is preventable, as long as you do your part to help avoid another holiday filled with useless garbage disguised as affection. This message brought to you by the Coalition for Gifts That Don't Totally Stink, reminding you that it's not the thought that counts. It's the actual gift, you reindeer-brained cheapskate.
Let me show you how to enjoy all the lights and the bells and the whistle.
We say enjoy the show.
May as well enjoy the show.
Boys, enjoy the show.
Hope y'all enjoy the show.
We all enjoy the show, and if you have any requests, just holler them out.
You enjoying the show?
Now it's time to let loose.
Here we go. Everybody ready?
And a 1 and a 2 and a here we go. Good morning, friends and neighbors, and good morning. Good morning, John. Tuning in from YouTube this morning. Oh, you world traveler, you. Happy Monday. Happy cold Monday. It's 13 degrees in downtown Cape right now. And what did I just do? I sprinted. I had to run back up to the house. Carrie's Grand Cherokee battery's kaput. Not completely kaput, but it's dang a terrible death. And I got to get a new battery. I paid for the new battery. It's at Walmart. I got to go pick it up. I know Walmart, but I did because they had it in the right size and it wasn't terrible price-wise. Anyway, got to go swap out the battery. You know the problem with swapping out a battery in a newer Grand Cherokee is where would the battery be? Under the hood where you would expect it to be? No. It's under the passenger seat in a little hole. And if you have power passenger seat, it's pretty easy, right? You can boost the passenger seat up, move it all the way forward. If you don't have a power passenger seat, you can move the seat all the way forward, but that is all. Alas, I am afeared that I shall have some trouble exchanging the battery today. We shall find out. It is a deed that needs to be done. The Jeep is currently locked and running out here. But you know what's cooler than that? It's BRASSTRAVAGANZA week. That's right. This weekend, I will be in St. Louis with the Funky Butt Brass Band. You are welcome, my dear. With the Funky Butt Brass Band throwing down at Del Mar Hall. I love this. It's going to throw me in the Christmas spirit. By God, a week from today, I'm going to be a hap, holly, jolly mother trucker. I'm telling you. So, good morning to you, and happy BRASSTRAVAGANZA week. Let's get funky. Got some brain quirks coming this morning. Got some winter sun protection tips. And we're going to talk about why your house is so stanky. Why does your house stink? Lots of reasons why. We're going to talk about some of them this morning. Maybe one of them you'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. The bodies under the porch and all. Winter weather, you tend to think they're not going to decompose as quickly. It still happens. It is National Cupcake Day. My hands are still freezing from out there. I'm doing the Mary Catherine Gallagher. Sometimes when I'm nervous, I take my hands and I put them in my armpits. And then I smell them like this. That's bad. It's National Cupcake Day, though. Enjoy your cupcakes. And oddly enough, and I think this is kind of just tacky, honestly, National Lemon Cupcake Day is today as well. I mean, I feel like if there's a blanket thrown, you don't need to be so precious. Lemon cupcakes and celebrate your own day. I don't need whatever. You eat lemon cupcakes, you're inevitably eating some poppy seeds, probably. And you're going to test positive for opium at your next Works P test, and then you're going to get fired. All because you celebrated National Lemon Cupcake Day instead of the blanket holiday. My opinion. It's National Wear Your Pearls Day. So, ladies or fellas, knock yourself out, but wear your pearls today. It's close to Christmas, you know. You never know what special days might pop up. I got a rogue eyelash. Let's get that guy out of the way. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? I hope it was good. Friday evening, we went down to the KC Hall, supported Toys for Tots and the Toy Bash, and chowed down on some delicious barbecue. I said hi to some folks and some friends, and then went back home. We did not go out Friday night for Toy Bash. I was pooped. Carrie was pooped. She still wasn't feeling 100%, so we held out. And then Saturday, we went and got our tree. And if you saw my pictures, we had a nice little family adventure at the tree farm. I found a very huggable tree that, actually, Carrie and Layla found the tree. I declared it huggable, and we bought it. It's in my living room, undecorated. Actually, there's one ornament on it, because Lawson bought a new blues ornament. It's a Christmas tree. It's a blues Christmas tree. It's hanging proudly. It lights up, but right now it's not lit. It's actually not lighted. All right, let's go this TIQ. Let's get this TIQ in here. It is Rogue Eyelash Day. I know, man. I tell you what, though, it is brisk out. With the wind chill, it felt like 4 when I came in this morning. 4. That's all. 4 degrees. We couldn't merit double digits this morning. Not with the wind chill, anyway. But got her car jumped. It'll be fine, and I'll go after I get out of my morning shift. I'll run to Wally World, get the battery. I got to pick up a 13-inch deep well socket because I don't have a deep well 13. That's what I need to be able to get the bracket off of the battery. So at least I educated myself on what tools I will need to make sure that I have said tools. So when I'm cussing, it's not me cussing because frick, now I got this half off and I got to go to the store and I don't have a vehicle to do it in. I mean, theoretically, I could probably pull my one wheel out and ride it down to O'Reilly's and back safely with enough battery, even in this cold. But nobody wants to ride their one wheel when it's 13 degrees outside. I mean, yes. Nobody needs to. Hello, Fred. Good morning. So get a cupcake. Let's get the TIQ up here. I said that twice. Today's TIQ. Let me swap it first, and then we'll see who's sponsoring today. Okay, today's TIQ is sponsored by Kiefer Hill Armament. They might be able to get you a suppressor. Kiefer Hill Armament. KieferHill.com. 573-225-9269. Kiefer Hill Armaments. No, just one armament. Anyway, guess away on the TIQ. We buy, what does it say? We buy 34%? No. The average person buys 3.4 more of these during the Christmas season. This one might have some legs today. That's a pretty broad question, but it is seasonal. In case you didn't catch the, whole seasonal guesses before. John, I will let you know. I appreciate that. I will keep you posted. Hopefully it'll be a relatively quick and painless thing. I'm debating whether or not to go ahead and swap out the auxiliary battery 2 because you got to take out the main one to get to the auxiliary battery because, yes, of course it has 2 batteries. One, the smaller one, maintains the auto stop feature. The car, it's a 23, so I'm kind of disappointed in the battery, the fact that I got 2.5 years out of it. It is what it is. Is it batteries? No, but that's a really good guess, Dennis. And that was one of the big needs for Toys for Tots this year was just battery packs. I ran to Sam's Club and bought a Sam's Club jug of 9 volts and a Sam's Club jug of damn salmon hammy. Double A's and 9 volts and donated them because that's a need. Because when you wake up on Christmas morning, there's a level of disappointment if you got a battery-powered toy and you don't have any batteries. Especially when you're trying to help less fortunate folks have a bright Christmas morning. So you need the batteries. Cards, wrapping paper, Lorraine. No, Lorraine is a good guess. We buy 3.5 more Lorraines than the normal season, but not it. Scotch tape light bulbs. All good guesses. Good morning, Lorraine. Thanks for stopping by. Gregory Gannon's probably out scooping snow right now. That dude posted some pictures this morning, and I was like, oh, 'tis the season. All right, we're going to keep cooking because I got content today, kind of. Birthday snake. He is dodging gravel for your birthday. Jugaduck. I saw a jet-powered goose this morning on Facebook. I'm sure that was real, too. It wasn't AI. Jorge Alessandro Romero. Pitcher for the Cape Catfish. Jorge, happy birthday, dude. I love that guy. Hell of a ball player, really nice human. Happy birthday, Jorge. He's like, what are you, like 22 today? 23 maybe? I don't know. He's a youngin'. But Jorge, happy birthday. I hope you are celebrated beyond measure today. Happy birthday to Ron Taylor, another amazing human. Ron, congrats on another trip around the sun, my dude. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Tony Burley. Candles, baking ingredients. Good guesses. Not it. Toilet paper for the guests. No, but a good point. Make sure you're stocked up if you're hosting. All right? Nothing worse than having Cousin Larry in there with the Dumb and Dumber shits and you're out of toilet paper. Bad news. It is Tammy Thrower Pettit's birthday today. Tammy, happy birthday. I'd like a Lorraine for Christmas. I want a Lorraine O'Leary for Christmas. Only a Lorraine O'Leary will do. Can't have a Fred or a Dennis for my head. A John would be okay, but I'd much rather have Lorraine, and don't know the words to the song I just made up. And that is not to compare you to a hippopotamus. Please don't take that askew. That is just me utilizing I want a Christmas song for you. That's all. The one with the Kung Fu grip. Yes. Yes. Comes with the blaster and the lightsaber. Wrapping her now. Perfect. Perfect. Be careful with the shipping. This time of year can get treacherous. Tracy Shorey Ritter is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you. I got a lot of Facebook birthdays today. Let's be honest. There's a lot. And like 2 celebrities. That's it. So, Ronald P. McCubbin Jr., sir, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Jordan Sloan, fabulous musician. You know, when I play Hounds on Real Rock and you're like, oh, that's a good band. You're damn right it is. And Jordan Sloan's the Jesus-haired, handsome son of a gun that's singing those songs for you. So happy birthday, Jordan, and your beautiful locks. Paula Diebold's birthday today. Happy birthday to Paula. Happy birthday to Mary Christie. I haven't seen Mary in a long time. Hope you are well. Happy birthday. Concert tickets. That's a good guess. Not it. We buy 3.4 more of these during the Christmas season. What are they? What are we buying more of during this Christmas season? To me, I don't know if this is an easy answer. Diane Magnuson might know. It's her birthday, after all. Happy birthday to Diane Magnuson. Dun, 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 dun. And sound the alarms. Courtney Hall's birthday today. I saw her and Michael at the coffee shop, but I was in a hurry, and I kind of felt tacky because I had to bail, you know. Love you guys. Happy birthday, Courtney. I hope it's an amazing day. I hope Michael rubs all the parts that you want in the right way. Wine, hot chocolate mix. That's a good guess. Eggnog. No, Dennis, but good guess. What are you guys? Are you guys team eggnog or anti-eggnog? When I was a kid, I kind of liked eggnog, I feel like. I haven't had any in so long, and it's just so much not anything I need to drink or eat, whatever you want to consider eggnog, edible or drinkable, but it's like cold sugar egg soup. Batteries. Good guess. Really good guess. Not it. Happy birthday to Craig Bueller. He's an artist. He is a knight in shimmering armor. Happy birthday, Craig Bueller. And happy birthday to Tito, a.k.a. Justin Newberry. Justin and I have known each other for half our lives. We're in college marching band together. Worked at Rapco together. And he's just an awesome dude. So happy birthday, Tito Frito. Hope you have an awesome birthday. I hope you get to, get some new Legos or something cool. So just plain or flavored eggnog, yeah. You know, I should probably get some. I don't know. I think Layla liked it. And I don't have to add the alcohol. And I honestly don't recall if I probably did at one point eggnog with something in it, but not it. Gifts. No. And I'm going to say generically no. Because this wouldn't, I don't think it falls into that category. I don't know. Depends on how your family is. Adam Brody is 46 today. He's a celebrity, by the way. I don't know who Adam Brody is, but he's our celebrity birthday. And one half of Miami Vice, Don Johnson, turns 76 today. Happy birthday to you, cha-cha-cha. That's our birthday stuff. We got some history nuggies. Let's get some scripty Karen goodness up here. Yesterday's history, tomorrow is mystery, today is a gift. Here's what's going on in history today. The Bill of Rights went into effect on this date in 1791, by the way. The first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution, you know. You can chew gum and walk if you want to. You can shoot at people. The Bill of Rights, though, went into effect 1791 today. Eagles fans, known for being such good humans. Kidding. 1968, on this date, Eagles fans pelted Santa Claus with snowballs. That's right. Eagles fans said, to hell with the fat man. He's not that jolly. Let's beat him up with snowballs. And this is a tradition that continues into modern times where fans from other teams get the shit kicked out of them with snowballs because Eagles fans are savages. According to the internet, I don't know personally from experience. It was on this date in 1979. We know this song as being the first video that MTV ever played. The Buggles, Video Kills the Radio Star. In 1981, MTV launched Video Kills the Radio Star. You know the song. It's a one-hit wonder for the Buggles. It was on this date in 1979, 2 years prior, that it reached its peak of number 40 on the American charts. That was it. It made the number 40 spot, and that was it. But because of its imposed meaning, MTV made it their first video. Somebody got creative and said, oh, wait, I got the perfect song, bro. No way it should be Bruce Springsteen. No way it should be. No, it was the Buggles. 1989, Driving Miss Daisy debuted in theaters. You guys ever seen that movie? You seen some of you youngins watch Driving Miss Daisy? Also, I saw Alicia posted over the weekend, just to go off on a tangent here, but just, Alicia, if you catch this, we are praying for your health and continuing to feel better. She got her ass kicked over the last couple weeks, boys and girls. And I don't like it when my friends don't feel good. So feel better. Reynolds wrap. That's a good guess. You know what? I'm a big, in tinfoil, we use the shit out of foil, right? Aluminum foil. I'm a big fan of the Glad wrap, the kind that, you know, sticks on, what's it called? The press and seal? Glad press and seal? I'm never going back to saran wrap again. Let's be honest. Unless you're wrapping something like a pumpkin roll and you want it to stay wrapped continuously. But for containers and shit, that press and seal, you can't beat that. Can't beat that. Especially when you are just like, fuck it, and you don't want to go dig for the lid for the Tupperware. You're like, just bust out a piece of press and seal. Just don't stack anything on top of it, right? 1990, Rod Stewart, proving again musicians can score hot chicks, married Rachel Hunter. And when he got married to Rachel Hunter in 1990, he said, I put my last banana in the fruit bowl. That was his quote, meaning that this was it. This was the one. She's going to be the lady of my life. And then they split up 8 years later. And this banana went sideways. Turkeys. Several dime bags. No, but 'tis the season. In 1992, yes, one of my favorites. Dr. Dre releases his seminal album, The Chronic. Yeah, The Chronic dropped on this date 33 years ago, man. Woo, just in time for the holidays. And in 2011, Impractical Jokers premiered on True TV. And I mention that because there was a bunch of other stuff, but it was all like relationship crap and political crap. And I'm just like, meh, I don't want to celebrate that history. Gross history can just be buried. Let it go. That's true. Good God. Coffee burps are steady this morning. A long December, and it's easy to believe maybe Wednesday will be warmer than today. Oh, Stone! There he is. Stone Richards, Weather Lord. Back from his whirlwind adventure through the Ozarks, doubling as Santa Claus. I'm so proud of you. You know, I didn't think that was a thing you would be into, but yeah, this tour, man, good for you. It is now 12 degrees in downtown Cape with a wind chill of 2. That's the update at 6:53 a.m. So really we're an hour behind that. It's probably still about 12-ish. But it sucks outside. If you're Canadian, that's negative 11, by the way. You non-imperial types. Today, though, sunshine, high of 35, breezy conditions this afternoon. Could see some 18 to 20 mile an hour gusts. Southeast winds 5 to 13. Going to keep it chilly. You're going to be outside going, God damn it, let me just get this done. I'm freaking cold. And speaking to a garage, John, my garage, one side is clear enough for me to pull the car in there and work on it. However, I have a Christmas gift that is in construction that is in my garage, as well as 2 pepper plants in my cherry tomato plant, which the cherry tomato plant did not survive the super cold. It just didn't stay warm enough in the garage for it. So now I have a bunch of, you know when a cherry tomato freezes and then it looks almost translucent? That's how you can tell it got too cold. There's probably 24 green cherry tomatoes. So I'm debating picking them today, making some sort of green tomato relish out of them and throwing it in a jar and then calling it a day on those. But my pepper plants are doing okay. And there's like 8 or 10 peppers hanging on them. It won't stop. I put a grow light on them. I water them once in a blue moon, and there they go. Hardy sons of bitches. Shout out to Allison for selling me those pepper plants. They're just like the forever pepper plants. I don't even know if she sold them to me. She might have given them to me. She's just so generous. So generous. And it'll be nicer for the pepper plants as we roll through the rest of the week. Tonight, mostly clear, low around 25. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high near 46. Ooh, that sounds like one-wheel weather, Darren. Southeast wind tomorrow, 6 to 10. So could see some 20-mile-an-hour gusts again. So another breezy day tomorrow. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, dropping down to about freezing. 32-ish. And then Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 52. Now how about that for a week before Christmas, right? Wednesday night, we got showers rolling in, though, overnight. 40% chance of gusty winds. Thursday, high near 57. Almost 60 degrees on Thursday, but chance of showers throughout the day, about 80%, 25-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So it's going to be a stormy Thursday. It's not going to be an enjoyable 57, but it's more enjoyable than a stormy 22, so I'll take it. Thursday night, mostly clear, low around 22. Again, the roller coaster of southeast Missouri continues. A high of 57, 12 hours later, a low of 22. And then Friday, mostly sunny, high of 39. The weekend, though, you'll like this. Mostly sunny Saturday, high of 55. I know, Friday, high of 39. 55 Saturday, 52 on Sunday with a slight chance of showers. So not a bad weekend ahead. Of course, I'll be in St. Louis. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll get something similar up there. So enjoy your roller coaster weather week once again as we get through it here in Swamp East, Missouri. Good morning, Dan. Tylenol extra strength. That's a good guess. TIQ still floating. The average person buys 3.4 more of these during the Christmas season. I would say I fall under the average of the average person. How would you describe the average person, Darren? In this instance, I would. How would I do it? With my mouth. Yes, Dennis. Yes, it does. All right, Stone. Thanks, buddy. I'll let you roll on back to bed, pal. Night-night. Oh, I don't want that one yet. I almost put the wrong brekkie bits up. We got to get Eggman. We sneak up around the back. We begin to attack the eggs. They crack on Mojo's back. Sam, I am down with the program. Green eggs and ham, Yosemite Sam. All right, it is time for some brekkie bits. And we talk about robots. You know, there was a movie back in the 80s. Tom Selleck was in it. I think Gene Simmons was in it. It had little robot spiders in it. I don't remember the name of it. But it was about like nanotechnologies and robot technology. It was kind of a futuristic crime drama thing. Tom Selleck's mustache was a co-star. It was a good movie when I was a kid, and I enjoyed nerdy sci-fi tech shit. Condoms. No, but that's a good guess, Drew. 'Tis the season. I can't remember if you guys remember the name of that one or not. Throw it out there. But you know what I'm talking? It was like Time something, I feel like. But there was little like robot spiders, and Gene Simmons got like cut in half in an elevator or something. I can't remember. Lighters. Good guess. Not it. Well, speaking of robots and futures and nanotechnologies and all these things, researchers at the University of Pennsylvania and the University of Michigan, gift cards. That's a good guess. I was surprised I haven't seen that one sooner because that was my first guess too. I was like, ooh, gift cards. Duh. No, it's not gift cards, but that's a good guess. These researchers have built a robot. It's got an onboard computer. It has sensors. It has a motor. The whole assembly, the whole robot, is less than a millimeter in size. It's about the size of a grain of salt. And it's a robot. It can be controlled, sensors, onboard computer, the motor, a whole nine yards. Smaller than a grain of salt. What could this robot do? It could climb inside your body and maybe, I don't know, do surgeries or something. I don't know. It's tiny. Tiny. You could put like 100 of them in a Tylenol capsule and swallow robots. The movie was Runaway. Thank you, Drew. Yes, Runaway. That was it. Oh, Time Bandits was an awesome movie. All right. There is a new EV coming out from Fiat. And I'm going to put a picture of it up because it's cute. Tiny ass cars. This is the Fiat Topolino. This EV is coming to the U.S. The name Topolino is Italian for little mouse. It looks like a little mouse. It's technically not even a car. It will likely be classified in the U.S. as a low-speed vehicle. It's less than 100 inches long. It's tiny. It has 8 horsepower. This many horsepowers. 47 miles of range and a teeny 5.5 kilowatt hour battery. So it's something you could use for short urban trips, closed campuses, cruising around a little beach town. You know, you're not going to be out on the freeway with this. You would die. You're probably not going to be driving anywhere in Cape because you wouldn't be seen. It's like a one wheel with doors. Anyway, these are currently selling in Europe with a price tag of around $12,000, a little under $12,000. It's an overpriced quadricycle. It's a souped-up golf cart, basically. And it's not even really that souped up. The range on it sucks. Get a one-wheel. It's about the same top speed. This one tops out at about 27 miles per hour. And that's on an average load. Half the range on a one-wheel, but 25% of the price. So knock yourself out. These cars are dumb. That's all about the tiny car syndrome. That's all. 14-year-old in Vermont is running for governor. Did you know that you can run for governor when you're 14 in Vermont? Yeah, you can actually. Because, you know, when they built Vermont, everybody died at like 35. So they're like, well, I don't know. Dean Roy is the kid's name. Dean Roy. You know what I say? Never trust a man with 2 first names. But Dean Roy, a 14-year-old freshman high school freshman from Stowe High School, is running for governor of Vermont, a state with no age restrictions for public office. That's right, you can be the attorney general and be 14. Campaigning under his newly formed Liberty and Union Party, or as I call it, LUP, Roy is running on a platform of lower taxes, housing reform, and the rejection of electric vehicle mandates. He admits his candidacy sounds unusual, but he says, quote, take a chance on something different, arguing that experienced politicians have not solved the state's problems. Roy acknowledges that defeating the incumbent governor, Phil Scott, is unlikely, but views the campaign as a way to launch his political career. Big surprise. He's currently close to gathering the 500 signatures required to appear on the ballot, plans to continue his schooling online if elected. This is not unprecedented in Vermont. A 13-year-old previously ran for governor back in 2018. Yeah! Slammed it. Bye-bye, coffee. Holly jolly, happy Monday, Gregory. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that star love. He'll take care of the budget right after math class. Yeah. I mean, all things considered, I don't know how smart Phil Scott is. Hey, I wonder what his ACT score was. Has he been doing well? But this kid's my son's age. I would not vote for my son for governor. I love my son. But Mike Kehoe is going to do a little better job. He's got a little bit more experience than what Lawson does. Just a little bit. Derek George still owes you your last check. He'll take care of the budget right after math class. Yes. All right, what's next? Scary moment for a skydiver in Australia. Have you guys seen this video? Dudes, they're jumping out of a plane. And something that, again, I've said I will not do. Jumped out of the plane. And when he jumped out of the plane, his parachute got caught on the airplane's tail. Like, here's the tail of the plane. And a freaking parachute's just hanging there on the plane. He had to cut himself free. Yes, he did survive. He had a backup plan or something, or a squirrel suit. I don't know. But he didn't die, so good for him. That's some scary shit. So you know what? You can color. You can do coloring books instead of jumping out of planes. That's a good hobby that you will not die from. This is kind of cool if you're into, like, I like the Josh Gates Destination Unknown, Mysteries Unveiled, Ancient Mystery History. Not the craziness, but, I like that shit. Legit histories, discovering things that have been buried for thousands of years that legit were on our planet. I like that stuff. So this happened, and this is in off the coast of France, where marine archaeologists have uncovered a 394-foot-long wall undersea. It's an undersea wall. It was built around 5000 BC, possibly the source of a local sunken city legend. It's like the French Atlantis. Atlantis. Pancakes and syrup for everyone. Still taking guesses on the TIQ. The average person buys 3.4 more of these during the Christmas season. What time is it? It's 8:02. I'll give you a hint. Probably, I would describe the average person that fits this bill as someone who entertains for the holidays. He has done a farewell tour before, but Paul Simon has announced a few more shows in the UK and Europe next year. The Quiet Celebration Tour. A winter's day. I don't know if he does that. In a deep and dark December. I love Simon and Garfunkel, man. Makes me miss John Lord. Dick Van Dyke made it. He celebrated his 100th birthday over the weekend by throwing down with a freaking 8-ball and doing some sit-ups. Jelly Roll. I'm proud of Jelly Roll because he jumped on board and took a hold of his health. Dude's got a bomb-ass wife, a great career. He's spanning genres and said, I got to get my shit together. And you know what? Good for him. He's lost 200 pounds. Jelly Roll has lost 200 pounds. He beat me by like 20 pounds. That's cool. Good for him. He was heavier than me too. But Jelly Roll's lost 200 pounds. He said he could feel himself dying before the weight loss. I will say that I did not feel that. But also, Jelly Roll trying to maintain a tour schedule and all that with being that heavy, I bet he could. Bottles of liquor. Boy, isn't that a good guess? Ho, ho, ho. By the way, if you didn't notice, I shored off a whole bunch of my beard. I got really tired. This shit was getting dead end and scraggly down here. And it was like too short over here. So I just 5-guarded the whole damn thing. Said, screw it. Zzz. But now I got a neck again in my lack of a chin. Look at that profile. That's why I keep a beard. It gives me a jawline. What else? Oh, last night was the first night of Hanukkah. If you celebrate, happy Hanukkah. 8 crazy nights. Lindsey Vonn, world championship skier, right? Lindsey Vonn raced to a stunningly fast win in the World Cup downhill at St. Moritz on Friday. It earned her first victory in 8 years. And her first in her comeback. She's got titanium implants in her right knee, and she's been retired for 5 years. Came back, kicked ass in a dynamic fashion at age 41. Hell yes. Lindsey Vonn, If she's not on your list, boys, of ladies who should inspire your daughters, get her on the freaking list. She's badass. Lindsey Vohn's a badass. Lindsey Vonn, you're a badass. Awesome. And last but not least, because people think vaccinations give you alien DNA or some bullshit, South Carolina is dealing with a major measles outbreak. Has spread to Connecticut. I don't know how that happened, because South Carolina and Connecticut are not border adjacent. Those of you with basic geography skills knew that already. But anyway, I'm guessing somebody's non-vaccinated ass was hanging out with their non-vaccinated asses, and then they took it on a plane and went back and got people sick with their non-vaccinated asses. I don't know. Get your shots, goddammit. It's science. That's my opinion on vaccinations. Get your vaccinations. It's science. This close to eradicating polio, and y'all backwards asses are like, no, you shouldn't get vaccinations. You should get vaccinations. Take your cat, get rabies shots, don't you? All right, let's talk about stinky houses. Why? I don't know, because some people's houses stink. This actually, when I saw this article, I was like, oh, man, I had like a little PTSD back to my cable days when I worked for the cable company. Here locally, Charter Cable, Charter Communications, whatever. Anyway, I worked for Charter as I was the retention specialist, which was a nice way of saying the disconnect asshole. So I was the guy that when you were 45 to God knows how many days, 75 days behind on your bills, and Charter had been trying to get you to pay your fare, and you didn't. And you had like 3 cable boxes and a modem and a whole bunch of shit that your unbalanced ass should not have had in your house. I was the one that called you up and said, hey, I'm going to come by. You can either cut a check for this, or I'm going to need to pick up your equipment and disconnect your cable. And I did. And I wasn't an asshole about it. Sometimes I had to be because people were that way to me. But I was going through a divorce. It was kind of the perfect job. Just take out my anger on cable boxes. But anyway, I digress. Drew, the ignorance of common postulated science is just silly. So anyway, the whole point of that is I went to a lot of homes and a lot of apartments and had to get the equipment. Sometimes they would have it ready for me and hand it over. Hey, sorry, we couldn't keep it up. I get it. Cool. I don't judge. I didn't judge. If I didn't get a big, massive discount on cable at the time, I probably wouldn't have had it because I was po too. But sometimes I would go into houses that were just terrible. Also, it opened my eyes to how many people actually smoked weed, because there were so many houses that you immediately, oh, y'all burning that Doja. But like I had a house I went into once. I had to get the cable boxes out of the rooms because they wouldn't do shit. And said, no, you can go in there and get it yourself. So I did. One of those was full of roaches in one of the kids' rooms. There were some disgusting houses. So, different smells, different hells. This was the landscape of my cable disconnection days. And so, I'm going to talk about the culprits of some of your funky smells. And probably number one on most people's list that have them is your pets, okay? They're very much part of the family, but just like humans, they can get funky. So, when their hair falls out, bacteria grow, okay? And it just happens. And it can get nasty really quick. So bathe your pet often. Those of you with cats, don't do that. That's a terrible idea. But bathe your doggos and whatever else you're supposed to bathe often. Clean the spots where they sleep. Like if you've got a dog bed, cat bed that they sleep in on the reg, clean that, okay, with soap and water. No harsh chemicals, just easy Dawn soap and water, whatever. And vacuum up, under, and around all those sleepy time areas to get rid of the hair and that stuff that can build up the bacteria funk, okay? Obviously, litter boxes for cat owners, and if your dog shits in the house, fix that. But your pets, okay? That's a big source of odor. Another source of odor is wet clothing, and sometimes people have a bad habit of the clothes are a little damp or whatever, they just chuck it in the laundry basket. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hang them up, put them in the bedroom. You know what we do? You come home from the river and you got wet clothes. You hang them on the bathroom shower curtain, right? You know, on the shower curtain rod. And let them dry out. Let them air dry. Hang them on the side of the bathtub. True, yes. Keep it clean. But yeah, your wet clothes can, in a humid environment anyway, bacteria will grow on that wet clothing, especially like if you've been to the river. That kind of water has got a lot of bacteria in it instantly. Pool water, not as bad. But that can stink up the place. Give it that musty mildew smell. It smells like, ooh, who did it? So if you got wet clothes, hang them up to dry, or just go ahead and wash them. Do that laundry ASAP. What does Liz say? Just heads up, they just went in with Whitney. I was not, I don't have them. Sorry, we have Red Cross here. They'll have to wait until 8:30 before I can take them. Had no idea they were coming, and I will be done with my show in about 20 or 25 minutes. It's awesome. It's top level of communication. Stellar frickin' things. Okay, guess away. Rinse out the bucket of fish heads. Yes, unless you're in Iceland. Then you just salt them. Your bedding can stink. Okay, it smells like our bodies, which is gross, right? And you can't smell your nose deaf to yourself a lot of times in your own home. But one particular case that can be offensive is your sheets, which become steeped in your body oils and dirt while you sleep. Sometimes you sleep and you dream about, Black Friday shopping, you get all sweaty. That can make them extra stank. So wash your sheets weekly if you shower in the morning and every 2 weeks if you shower at night. You clean your body before you go to bed. Your sheets last a little longer. Your trash can, this one seems obvious, right? Stinky stanks. But little spills and crumbs and stuff that get in the bottom of the trash can, that when you change the bag, you're like, oh, I should clean that out. And then you don't. You should do that. Even if you got them Febreze bags or the Glad bags that smell nice, they don't smell nice once you pull them out. Okay, so clean it. And to clean it properly, spray it with like a water bleach solution. Let it sit for a few hours and then rinse it. And then use soap to wash it after that. Okay? Front load washers. Who has a front load washer? We have a top load washer. But household appliances, and if you stick your head in your washing machine today, it might smell kind of funky. It really might. So every time you open and close the door, moisture gets trapped in the seals. And over time, that moisture can get mold. Those kind of things can build up in there. So when you're done with the laundry, leave the washer door open for a little while so that can kind of air dry following your load. Okay? Your dishwasher, same thing. Popular spot for bacteria, especially if you don't clean your filter out or your trap out, and that food can build up in there. Boy, you can get some funk in there. So seriously, what I would do, if you want to test your home smells, and also your garbage disposal. That falls in line with that too. And your garbage disposal can get nasty. But they make pellets for that. You can throw that bitch in there and clean all that up. Eat it up, right? Microbes are terrible. But washer, dishwasher, and your garbage disposal, go outside. Just breathe in outside air and then hold your breath and come inside and stick your head in the dishwasher and then smell because you haven't smelled anything else yet. And then you're like, oh, I didn't notice that. Well, now you did. On the cleaning cycle, for dishwashers as well, for sure. Yeah, use those refresher tabs. Those are made for your dishwasher. They're safe for it. You're not doing anything half-ass. Good morning, Rick. TIQ is still open. It's 8:15. Some real quick tips on winterizing your face and your skin. We're going to dip into these real quick because you can get sunburn year-round, even in December. Okay? Very true. Very, very true. So here's 5 tips to avoid a sunburn without using sunscreens because it looks weird in the winter, right? Protective clothing, most likely you're wearing it. Long sleeves, hats, coats, all that, that shields your skin from those UV rays and reduces your risk. But if you're not protecting your face, or your neck, you can still get sunburn, okay? Your ears can still get sunburn. So avoid intense sun. Plan outdoor activity early in the morning or late in the afternoon when the sun is less intense. And, of course, in winter, the whole science of that is the sun is at a steeper angle or at a less steep angle, so it's less direct sunlight, which is why it's colder this time of year. We are in the backside of the shiny part. Wrapping paper, candy canes. Good guesses. Not it. So avoid the intense sun. And, if you're going to be outside in the sun in the winter doing whatever it is you're doing, put a canopy, put an umbrella up, or you can use sunblock. This is things to do without sunblock if you don't want. So find some shade. I know it's colder in the shade, but you got to protect your skin. Wear sunglasses, and this is important, especially if you're in an area that gets a lot of snow. That reflectivity off of the snow can really crank up the UVs into your eyes and fry your brain. So wear sunglasses when you're outdoor in the sun, and suns that protect from those long-term damage UVs, okay? Well, that's fair, yeah. Sunscreen, lip balm, yeah, and that's up there. Chapstick, lip balm, protect your lips, not just from the cold and the wind and cracking lips is terrible. My lips are dry just thinking about it. Ooh, they ashy, girl. Know the UV index, too. When you check your temperatures and you see, what's the weather going to be like today? And the UV index. Perhaps I should be sharing that on the show. Well, I'm not. So it's up to you. Go check the UV index if you're planning for those outdoor activities to avoid overexposure to the sun. Got some brain quirks, just some little brain facts, nuggets of brain. Just kind of gross if you think about it. Chocolate-covered cherries. No. Good guess. 3.4 more of these during the Christmas season. I've given you the hint that it is something that the average person they're talking about is probably somebody who hosts during the Christmas season. I feel like... It's something edible. That's a big hint. It's something edible. Tree bulbs, hookers. Depending on how much you paid. Psychology often confirms our intuitions about how our mind works, but it offers quite a few surprises as well. Some psych buffs will have heard a few of these before, if that's you, but here's a list of quirks in your brain you probably didn't realize you had. How's your short-term memory? Mine is terrible. Rick, it's cheese. I'm going to give it to you. It's blocks of cheese. But yes, we buy 3.4 more blocks of cheese during the holidays. You get the festive red bell today. Love, exciting and new. Blessed are those who get the TIQ. Good job, Rico Suave. Give Rick a like on that cheese comment. He's feeling it. I'm rolling for your lucky number, Rick. Oh, baby, you are rolling snake eyes today. Look at that. Double aces. That's got to be good luck. That's just no question in my mind. That's got to be good luck. Good job. Fruitcakes. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a piece of fruitcake. I feel like I got a fruitcake when I worked at Element 74, but I don't remember who from. Your short-term memory has a max capacity of 7. Humans have 3 forms of memory: sensory, long-term, short-term. Long-term memories like hard drive space, right? Short-term memories like little bitty RAM, like not even a gig. The short-term memory can hold about 5 to 9, the average is 7 items at a time. So when the kid was walking down the street in Sesame Street, quart of milk, loaf of bread, stick of butter, he could have remembered 4 more things. What is the most visible color? It is chartreuse, like the microbus. Yellow-green, that is the most visible color. It sits right in the middle of the frequencies of visible light. Your eyes have receptors for blue, red, and green. Being in the middle, yellow-green triggers the most of the receptors to fire, making it easy to spot. All right, so yellow-green. You want to be spotted in public? Wear yellow-green. In some cities, fire trucks have been changed from a red to a greenish-yellow color to make them more visible. You seen those, the yellow-green fire trucks? I have. Glad you're not playing crabs. Yeah, for sure. Snake eyes. Oh, Lord, I'm broke. Your subconscious is smarter than you are, by the way, or at least more powerful. In one study, a square was assigned to a location on a computer screen. Picture your monitor, a square. Through a complex pattern, square. After watching it, people began to get results better than the chance of picking out where the square would pop up next. But when asked to consciously determine the pattern, even given a few hours, nobody could do it. So your subconscious had analyzed it and you could guess it, But if they told you figure it out, it's too much work. Can't do it. My brain doesn't work. Do you know you have two nervous systems? One controls excitation. The other controls inhibition. Some of you are unbalanced. If you hold out your hand, you might notice minor tremors. I'm pretty steady today. You might notice, though, little wiggles. Little things. See, now it's doing it because I did it on purpose. This is caused by slight random imbalances in the amount of each of the two systems as they're firing. Excitation, inhibition. If you get those balanced out, you got steady hands. I'll get you guys after my live. All right, let's move on because we got to get to, let's see. Okay, two nervous systems. That's what we're talking about. Your memory is not great either. Studies have shown that people are highly likely to misremember past events. Even worse, it's incredibly easy to suggest a memory that never happened. This is how social media works. This is why so-called repressed memories should be given a lot of thought. It is far easier to suggest a memory of an event that never happened than it is to recover ones that actually did. So, sometimes if somebody's trying to recall something and you're giving suggestions, you're just creating the memory, essentially. You know, I'm starting to wonder, I'm going to completely change subjects. This finger right here, okay, see how the nail, it's got a dent in it. And back on my cuticle, see that little pink spot? I wonder if, like, at some point I didn't notice it and I jammed something in there and it's causing an issue that's, because my nail, if I can get the reflectivity right, it's like a dent in the nail. It just goes beep, beep, rip. And so I wonder if there's something like pushing down on it or something. I might have to get my glasses out and find out. If there's something jammed up in there, it could be a permanent problem. I'll just have forever dented nails. But it's something that's developed relatively recently. And I was like, why is my nail dented? Yeah, Dennis, exactly. Good morning, Dave. These nerves. Did you know you can have depth perception if you have only one eye? Just like the drummer from Def Leppard? Yeah, you can perceive depth. Let me just call it that way, with one eye. It is a myth that depth perception entirely the result of having two eyes. Binocular vision does assist, obviously, quickly in making a three-dimensional picture. You can judge distance, you can judge form with two eyes. However, most of your ability to perceive depth comes from inside your brain. It's not actually requiring two eyes. It has been wired to look at angles in proportion to judge distances. But one eye can work. And obviously, because people drive around with one eye. Some of you drive around with no eyes, you terrible drivers. Long-term memory shuts down during sleep. The parts of the brain that transfer information to long-term memory shut down while sleeping. This is why dreams quickly fade away after you wake up. You might have several dreams in one night, but they're not being recorded. The VHS is not on. Generally, only the fragments of a dream left in short-term memory have a chance to be encoded after you wake up. Yeah. It's like a trough, right? I'm just trying to figure out what I did. And I mean, it honestly, I wear gloves when I ride, so it wasn't like I shoved something in there. Who knows? Could have smashed it and went, shit, and then moved on, because I've done that a bazillion times. Yeah, absolutely, Dennis. Your eyes adjust and your body adjusts and your brain adjusts. It's like, well, I've got one tool instead of two. I'm going to use this one to take care of the needs. It's pretty awesome. Last but not least, you have an instant playback feature. We mentioned humans have three forms of memory: short-term, long-term, and sensory. Sensory memory is your brain's equivalent to an instant playback feature. Okay, it works for your vision, works for your hearing. Your thalamus can resend signals a few seconds after they were originally sent. Right? Yeah, sensory memory. It's important. And that's our brain quirks for today. We got to get this warm and fuzzy knocked out. I'm going to get the warm and fuzzy gals from the Red Cross in here. here. I will have them in a sec and don't want to fumble. It's warm and fuzzy time. Look at that sun. She's out here celebrating some winter sun, but it's not winter sun. Look at that green horizon. Where are you, lady? I want to go there. This is my friend, Invisible Lady, from the stock photo, and she said we can all come and hang with her. I'm not going to hang with her on the cliff, to be completely honest. Not going to do that. I went to Inspiration Point when I was younger, and that was enough. WUSA. New world record, folks. Here we go. 1,435 couples, that's 2,870 people, I assume, recently gathered in Washington, D.C. to break the world record for the most couples kissing simultaneously under mistletoe. They beat the previous record of a mere 480 couples. Psh, they didn't even try. Couples had to kiss for 5 seconds under the mistletoe to qualify. Well, good job, D.C. Smoochy boochies. And who knows, maybe they traded and kissed again, and then maybe that counts as bonus couples. I don't know. But I thought that was pretty cute for the Christmas season. Another festive, warm and fuzzy for you from WESH, which says parents in Lake County, Florida received a surprise when Principal Rihanna Boardway dressed up as Elf on the Shelf and sprayed their cars with a water hose to encourage student attendance. Boardway, that is her name, Boardway, not Broadway. Boardway has been seen as the Elf on the Shelf all month in creative locations. They did a whole photo shoot. Lieutenant Brad Carroll from the Eustis Fire Department joined in and warned students about the elf while handing out candy canes. Boardway's goal is to bring joy and to motivate students to attend classes. And in Florida, when you spray them with the water hose, it doesn't freeze a car shut. So please don't do that here. And last but not least, ABC says members of the Nassau County, New York Police Force recently rappelled off the roof of the Cohen Children's Medical Center to deliver holiday gifts to patients. Santa Claus supervised the operation from a cherry picker. Officers waved to patients before delivering gifts from room to room. That's awesome. You know, this is the season we see a lot of those things happen. They happen year-round, too. And hats off to those volunteers, those good-hearted people that go the extra mile, do the extra effort to make these things happen. Hooray. I love it. It's BRASSTRAVAGANZA week. Apparently we have a blood drive this week, I think. I'm guessing. We'll soon find out. Tune in for more on Real Rock 99.3, and that's going to be it for this morning's Warm and Fuzzy Sunrise Show Shenanigan Spectacular. We'll be back at it again Wednesday morning. We'll do another show Friday morning, and I think Friday morning may be the last show of the season. So 2 shows left. We're going to set it at that. Set it and forget it. We'll do the show here, and then I will get my gear packed up and head to St. Louis for the weekend. And then Monday, I am not going to do a show because I'm going to be tired from the long weekend. If I decide to do a show, I'll let you know Sunday night. But right now, I'm planning on Friday, I think, being the last show. So there you go. All right, boys and girls, be nice humans. Have a great rest of your week. I will see you on Wednesday morning with Stone Richards ready to high five and party hardy. In the immortal words of Mickey Sharp, peace. I'm out of here.